something that I have learned, come to understand about reincarnation is that at the end of somebody's 3D incarnation, that they have collected a whole bunch of lessons, they have gained a new perspective, and there is a karma or unfinished business. Karma, for lack of a better word, but I don't think that it's necessarily the most descriptive word, because it's associated with a lot of things that I don't really understand it to be. But for lack of a better word, and for not so that we're not going down the rabbit hole of karma, let's just say that there's unfinished business that the soul has when they leave this incarnation and transition back into the spiritual realm. And then if they want to reincarnate into the 3D realm in this galaxy or in another one, then they have a few choices. And all of those choices of places where they can incarnate, they are a vibrational match in some way to where they were in their previous life. And so what a lot of people want is to spiritually awaken. In many cases, that type of life just is not available to that particular soul. But sometimes it is available, but they still choose to incarnate into a life where there's absolutely no way that they're going to become their highest selves. And why do they do that? That's what this angel wants to talk about. So, like I talked about in the Jeffrey Epstein video, the narcissist with their blocked heart, when it's very severe, even to the point that it's like a sociopath, they energetically are like a black hole. They have a sucking in energy that drains the energy of others. They become very dependent on the energetic supply that other people give to them. And so narcissists will seek anger from people. They'll seek distress and sadness from people, and they'll just, or services or love or whatever. They just need the energy of other people just to feel like they're present, just to feel like they are valid and grounded at all. And the most extreme narcissists have the potential, what I should say, because this is the key here. It's not just an extreme narcissism, it is a powerful narcissism. When somebody is a very, very powerful narcissist, very good looking, very intelligent, very magnetic, they end up causing the awakening of so many others. The more powerful they are, the more of a black hole they become, the more suffering they cause. And through the contrast of the suffering they cause, they force other people to wake up. They force other people to say, like, no, I'm not going to put up with that. I love myself too much. You have made me see that I'm not wrong, that I am worthy, that I am worthy of love, and I love myself too much to put up with this crap anymore. That is the gift of the narcissist. And if you've had relationships with extreme narcissists and you've gotten away from it, or even just someone whose heart is partially blocked and they're so emotionally avoidant with you that it's just devastating, it ends up being such a gift if you're able to see it as that. If you're able to use the contrast of your experience with them and let it help you see everything that you really do want, the way you really do want to feel, the kind of relationship you truly do want. So in a weird way, the narcissist is like, crucifying themselves. They are volunteering to come into this role where honestly they're going to have, if somebody's suffering with narcissistic personality disorder, they're going to have a lot of sadness, a lot of sad, and they'll totally cover it up. They'll act like everything is perfect, but they have a lot of sadness, and they get to where they're not able to give love or receive love. So they are removed from the experience of love in life in many cases. And so they're suffering, but they choose to do that from the perspective of their highest selves for the benefit of everyone who will learn from their contrast. I want to mention that I just started a community in YouTube. And if you would like to join us, you can click the join button. If you're watching on your computer, it'll be right beneath this video. If you're on your phone, you might have to look a little harder for it. But I've got a lot of exclusive videos in there for you. You will be invited to come to a group meditation. And we're also doing a group meditation that you can sign up for through my website. And so it's 2 different events. And everything that I have going on is always going to be on queenwortham.com. I do one-on-one coaching. And there should be a link in the description below this video to take you straight to the website. And what I'm hearing is that you guys are going to hate this. Some of you are going to have your minds blown. You're going to love it. Some of you are going to hate this. But what I'm hearing is that this is the case with Donald Trump, with Melania Trump, and with Jeffrey Epstein. That from the perspective of their highest selves, they chose to incarnate into these lives where they would create so much chaos, so much hurt, so much pain, that through all of that the people who they hurt would have the chance to recover. And on that path of recovery, they find their way to their highest selves. And even if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, even if the narcissist is or the sociopath is so extreme and so destructive that they're causing the death of other people, that soul who died because of their evil, they're still closer, like as far as the trajectory of their entire, there's just centuries of reincarnations. They are closer to the experience of awakening, the experience of being incarnated into a life where they have a solid chance of waking up to the truth of who they are, waking up to the truth of everything that is, and being able to truly live a life as an enlightened person, and to bring the power of God into the 3D. And a message that wants to come through, I feel like it's coming from the collective, like from the divine intelligence of the collective. Oh, that was a lot. Like tuning into that. Whoo, there's some beautiful people out there in that audience. I see you. I feel you. Feel this like beautiful angelic energy that's around you. Now I'm forgetting exactly what I was going to say. So when you're incarnated into a life where you have the chance of awakening. So I'm seeing it as that, if you come to my meditations, you know that the way that I like to bring you guys into meditation is I have you connect to the cosmos through your crown chakra, and then I have you visualize the connection from your root chakra to the core of the earth, and it's like 2 beams of light that are meeting right in the middle of your heart. So it's like you're able to go through the day with that kind of energy just flowing through you, flowing through your body, through your mind, through your actions, and through your energy. And you're able to influence the world through that energy. So that is how God works through people or incarnated beings to bring love, light, harmony, magic, and miracles to the 3D realm. And this is what I was going to say. This is the message that wants to come from all of your highest selves, the angelic guidance that's all around you. Something that you hear people say when they insist that there isn't a God. They say, if there's a God, why would he allow all of this starvation, all of this murder, all of these atrocities? Why would he, if he's this all-powerful God, why would he allow it? It's because it is happening, all of those atrocities are happening through humans that are not allowing God to work through them. So what we are seeing is the absence of God, not because God didn't want to be there, it's because people didn't let God work through. And of course, I think this kind of goes without saying, I'm using God as like a blanket term for higher intelligence. You can use whatever word resonates for you.